The views and opinions during this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the sponsors or executive producers. This program contains conversation, discussion, debate, which a truly free society would neither fear nor suppress. However, in some socially inept areas, certain religious fanatics and ultra-sensitive and extreme political affiliates violate your First Amendment rights by attempting to control what you watch, listen to, write, and speak. We feel that this is unconstitutional and un-American. And now we present the MKULTRASOUND podcast. Live from Studio Diablo in Chicago, Illinois, this is MKULTRASOUND.
Get with the countdown.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Blast off for Kicksville. Shake this square world. Blast off for Kicksville.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Get with the countdown.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Blast off for Kicksville. Shake this square world. Blast off for Kicksville.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man.
Well, I'm not masturbating this time. Like on Wednesday, I did a show by myself. Tycoon is a no-show. I don't know what's up. I know Al Jorgensen was in town Friday, so I don't know. But I have my good friend Angela Denk back.
Hi again.
This is the third time.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's always fun.
She came all the way in from Homewood.
From Homewood, Illinois.
Yeah. So, okay. It was my birthday weekend. My birthday was Thursday, and I worked. Did my job. I worked from home that day, and then I actually did a lot of MK Ultra work. And then I didn't have a drink, nothing, and I got up really early, and I made my way to Kankakee for my birthday celebration at the Looney Bin, 4 years in a row. And you came out.
I did. And I hope it's okay to say this. I could tell you were celebrating by the time I got there, and it was a great party. It was, you made up for Thursday. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the whole story. So
Yes.
I get down there at 9:30. Took Amtrak, which is just fucking great. I love Amtrak. But behind me is the loudest kid. I've had this when I went to Arizona at Christmas one time. This loudest kid on the plane. His name was Alex.
Oh, perfect.
But this kid behind me, he's kicking and he's with his grandmother, and I'm not in the mood for it.
Right.
And I'm getting up there in age. So I'm getting grumpy. I'm getting like Clint Eastwood was in Gran Torino. I really am. Get off my lawn and all that shit. Well, but I get there, and my Uber driver, Todd Brack, hi Todd, he picks me up. Now, Todd's in a wheelchair, and we saw LA Guns together last April. And I met him when he drove me home from Looney Bin after the March 20th show with Electric Revolution with Cassie came to shoot it. But are you all right? What's that? What'd she say?
Something about a seizure?
Oh, yeah. She had a seizure that night, I think. So anyway, I met this guy, Todd, and we became very good friends. He's a super cool guy. He wouldn't charge me. And he's like, okay, he's driving a rental now because he hit a deer with his Uber car.
Okay.
And so he needs money, but he wouldn't take my money because it was my birthday.
Well, that's nice.
So that's how my morning starts off. And we get to the hotel by 10, and they let me check in 5 hours early. I'm fucking ecstatic now. So then we went for breakfast at Checkers, and only get Checkers when I go down there. We're supposed to have one open in the city, June 20th. It's still not open yet.
I feel like 95th Street used to have one. Or
They've got them.
I feel like that's as far north as I remember it is.
They've got, well, we used to have them in this neighborhood.
Oh, you did?
And we had one in Logan Square, but I'm glad they're gone because I was eating there a lot. They're not the healthiest burgers, but damn, they're good.
They are.
And they had a triple Big Buford. So I ate that, and Todd's like, man, you wolfed that thing down.
Tell me what the triple Big Buford means.
Well, it's a
Obviously,
Big Buford
three
with three patties, yeah, but it's like loaded. It's the best fast food burger out there.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I was going to get something to take home, but I had lunch that day at 1 o'clock at Buffalo Wild Wings. So I didn't want to eat too much. And so then he takes me to Meijer to get booze. And so we don't have a Meijer here.
Okay, there's no Meijer in the city?
Schaumburg's the closest.
Gotcha.
So it's not exactly a hop, skip, and a jump. And I forgot how inexpensive it is, especially compared to Chicago. I bought a fifth of silver premium tequila, and a handle of pre-mixed margaritas, and it was only $30. I'm like, what the fuck? Everything was discounted like $5 but $30, that would have been 70 in the city. So that's what got me started. So then I went to a hotel, and I got the room with the jacuzzi and all that. And so I just hung out, playing some tunes, LA Guns, and on the internet. And then I start arguing with this fucking guy in Vegas. He always is liberal. We're going to get to this in a short few minutes here. And
from your hotel room, you were arguing with the man in Vegas?
Well, he's always, like, I'll post something, and then he's uber left liberal, and so he immediately like takes that version of it without examining it. So everything is either racist or phobic with them, and that's their defense on everything. Oh, you're homophobic, or you're racist, you're transphobic. It's like, okay, I'm not attracted to trannies, but don't call me transphobic. I'm not afraid of them. I'm just not attracted to them. But they say if you won't have sex with a tranny these days, or a trans person, that you're transphobic. I'm like, it's just like, I'm not attracted to a certain kind of women.
Right.
You know? So, speaking of some kind of women attracted to. So, then Dawn and Brad show up when I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings with Emily, who's been on the show twice. And she's a very, very good friend, and does a lot of work. She did my son's vest for his birthday Christmas present, and she's very talented, and she's just a wonderful human being, and I love everything about her. And so we meet up, and then Brad and Dawn come in. They're on time. I love when people are on time. And so I ordered the most wings, the 20-piece wings, 4 different flavors, and Brad and Dawn are there, and then that's when the drinking got started. And this is about what, 5 hours before you showed up?
Yes, I think so, because I don't think I got to you until 5 o'clock in the evening, maybe 5:30.
Oh, we were in the loop by then.
Yeah, you were going.
And you said that you could hear the music?
I could. So I drove down there. I did my mom thing all day, and then I got Children Where They Go, and you had given me a room number, but when I got there, I could hear your birthday happening in the hallway. There was no need for numbers. There was music. It sounded like a good time coming out into the hall, and it was a great time. And
I'm glad. Thank you for going out of your way and coming, because you had to go to work right after that.
I did. I tended bar till 2 a.m. after that.
So Angela came. It's funny. This all comes together. So as I'm having lunch with Emily before Dawn and Brad showed up, and I was talking about Dakota Sky. And last Wednesday on a masturbating show, the solo show, I had mentioned I had a dream about her. And then the next day, she went into rehab, and we're going to touch on that a little bit later in the show. But I was telling Emily's story of how mean people can be.
Yeah.
And addiction is nothing to joke about.
It's not. And it's definitely not something to bully and hurt people over. You need to support when someone's going through that.
So we went back, where Brad and Dawn and Brad took me. Oh, so then we went to Target, and I got this exclusive Blu-ray DVD digital of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And it came with a little book. And so this was like one of my priorities, was to pick this thing up. And it was a limited edition, only at Target, and includes a film magazine. And my friend Brett Ackerman, who used to work on Rebel Radio, she has been looking for this. And they're sold out. Like, Chicago of this. And it was the only copy that they had. So I bought that. And then Nick Huffman gave me this. It's an autographed Ron Wright's signature tequila with his autograph on it for me.
Pretty cool.
And then I got home yesterday. My brother sent me this Roxy Music poster that I had when I was like 20 years old in one of my first apartments. And he always loved it. And I don't know what I ended up doing with it. I got rid of it somehow. Sometimes I just give stuff away and I shouldn't. But anyway, I know exactly where it's going to go in my living room. It's going to fit in with the Warhol stuff because it's the colors.
It will.
It's very rock and roll and sexy. So that's that. And then Looney Bin, first Jason was playing. That's Ari Lehrman's band. Ari Lehrman, he was played Jason Voorhees in the very first Friday the 13th, which was the scariest part was the end
Right.
when he came out of the lake.
Right.
You didn't see that coming.
No, you didn't. I remember that from when I was little. Like that made an impression.
Yeah,
so
fuck.
I loved getting a chance to meet him. We talked a little bit. What a smart man.
He's
was my
interest-
immediate
he's super
impression.
interesting.
Really intelligent.
Very interesting too.
A lot of fun.
And the ironic story is like my old guy lived in my neighborhood, Tom Savini, did the makeup for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played Sex Machine in From Dusk to Dawn as well.
Okay.
So we get in the Looney Bin with the entourage. You gave us a ride. So then that's another like $20 we saved in cab Uber fees.
There we go. I pretend Ubered you.
I was like way in the back too. It was like a limo.
I know it was. I called it driving Miss Daisy. I hope that's not
No, it was
wrong to
great.
say that.
So it was your first time at Looney Bin.
It was.
What'd you think?
I love that place. I can't wait to go back.
Oh.
The whole vibe, just the decor, the low ceiling. It's dirty in all the right ways, and
Yeah.
it's organically dirty. I don't like the faux.
It's designed
grime.
that way. It's designed that way.
Well, it seems like it's earned. All the dirt on the walls
Yeah.
and all of it. Like I like
And
it.
so Nick Hoffman, my friend who gave me the tequila, and I gave him some posters of the Angry White Male tour from back in the 90s. I had 2 limited editions signed and numbered prints. I gave those to him. He gave me the tequila. And then I go out and I had this bartender. She was absolutely, first of all, fucking gorgeous. Like one of the prettiest women I've ever seen in my life. Like she's up there with Lucy Decay from Mr. Reactions. I didn't realize who she was. She was being so nice. The first time I met her back in the summer, I think she was in a bad mood. Excuse me. I maybe came off like a creep when I went to talk to her as a middle-aged man talking to a gorgeous young woman, and her name was Serena. And I had asked Nick Huffman's mother the next morning. I said, "Who is that great bartender?" And I had got a picture of her holding up cash, and she was really, really attentive and fun and friendly and smiling with me the whole night that I was there, making my drinks very strong.
Yes, she was.
And then at a good price, and she said only for me, this was my discount. And I didn't realize it was the same woman. And she is really pretty. She does a lot of selfies, and like, wow, she's super fucking hot and nice. The personality that matches. So she's not a bitch.
Right.
I just didn't realize it was the same person the next day.
Well, I was thinking when you said the first time you met her, she bristled a little, like speaking as a South Suburban bartender.
Okay.
Default. Like it's when men we don't know with big personalities come at us, depending on our moods, we might hate them
Yeah.
as our initial reaction. And then you get to earn your way into the love.
Yeah, I was just like the first time I talked to her and she kind of brushed me off, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I
just
walk
step
away.
back.
I'm like, I'm
Sure.
not going to push this because she's, doesn't want to talk to me. But Friday night that changed, and then we're friends on Facebook now, and I told her to listen to the show.
Nice.
So,
good. I hope she does.
hi, Serena.
Hi,
Thank you so
Serena.
much. You helped make this was the best birthday celebration I've had since 2006. And my brother was here, and we all celebrated at Rinaldi's, and I think I was broken up with Kelly then, but I met Shelly then, and is that the door? I hope not.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Okay. So, and we didn't stick around long enough to see First Jason because I just knew, I'm like, I'm not going to fucking make it to midnight. And then my friend Stacy, who was on the show a few weeks ago, she showed up and she drove us back to the hotel and we hung out. And she's also, hi Stacy, a super nice person. And I do owe her a night out in Chicago. I want to take her to Carol's,
Very cool.
the honky tonk. So she's just fun. She's just somebody that's been a really nice friend to me, and I appreciate that. So we're gonna come right back.
We have a choice. The tired old politics of sweetheart deals, trading favors for campaign contributions, endless war, Wall Street bailouts, or a fresh approach and someone we can be proud of. Tulsi Gabbard.
I'm Tulsi Gabbard. I approve this message. I'll work to end tax loopholes, end the war in Afghanistan now, protect Medicare and Social Security, and work hard to make you proud as your Congresswoman. And I'll always fight for you.
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard.
I know you love her.
She declined to come on the debates for December.
Oh, she declined. Really?
Well, they never give her time.
Okay.
So what's the point? So she's just campaigning.
Right.
She's doing the meet and greet thing, and so that's pretty awesome. So we don't have any songs this week, so I figured I'd throw that one in there. So I'm a huge supporter. I got an email this morning from Justine. She was on our show a few weeks ago. That hot little Asian girl that came with Larry Goon, and she sent me the ticket information for Chicana Fest,
Awesome.
the Weed Fest that Larry Goon's putting on. And it's Thursday through Sunday. Wow. $108 a day.
Wow. Where is that at? Is there a location established?
Yeah. Let me get to that. A weekend pass, 3-day weekend ticket is $214. VIP weekend is $428. And Cassie said, shame on Larry for not making that just to leave it $420.
Yeah, missed opportunity on the 420.
Maybe there's, I don't know, maybe, I mean, it doesn't seem to me like he would miss that. So
Yeah,
there must be a reason.
Yeah,
maybe
some
it was like
method.
selling, maybe because you're selling up, so whatever. It's at the Galleria Marchetti, and that's downtown, I guess. They do a lot of weddings there. Let me look up the address for you. And this joint is at 825 West Erie. That's right in downtown.
That is.
River West. Holy shit.
That's swank for marijuana. This is a real sign of what's changing.
Go ahead, talk a little bit about that.
About the changes in weed.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of my favorite subjects to talk about it. I have so mmany positive thoughts and ideas about watching cannabis become legalized. I always call it my 15-year-old stoner. You know, that one who lives in me has these little reservations too. On the one hand, I'm like, oh, River West weed party, legal, yes. But then 15-year-old stoner wants to know who's making the money off of it. Not Larry Goon. I know he's a good guy and completely on what I'm going to call our team or my team. But it's just interesting. How about that? I'm fascinated watching cannabis culture set up shop and change and grow in the different locales as legislation gets passed.
Did you see the movie Where the Buffalo Roam with Bill
No,
Murray? Bill Murray?
I did not.
Bill Murray played Hunter Thompson.
Oh, okay.
And
I'll bet he was great.
it was better than Fear and Loathing with
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. Way better.
I would imagine.
Well, they did a court scene. One of the opening scenes was this court case, and where this guy got 5 years for like 2 joints. That's
Yeah.
how it used to be.
Yes. Yeah.
It's pot. It's a weed.
Yes. There's a long history of people being disproportionately penalized for possessing or selling or using weed.
No, it's incredible, and watching this change happen.
It is. And I just saw, I know Kim Fox is a little bit of a loaded personality, probably anywhere to talk about, but the first 1,000 cannabis convictions have been expunged and sealed by the state of Illinois.
Cool.
Yes.
This should have been done a long time ago.
Yes, it should have.
I mean, there's weed and then there's opiates, which is wow. There's a fucking killer drug.
Yeah.
So we had a good conversation this weekend about Dakota Sky. So I mentioned that I had a dream about her, and with Tiana Lynn in it, and I never met either one of these ladies. And Evan Stone was in it, and we all know that I know Evan. But and then on my birthday, the 12th, she went into rehab again. She's been in rehab before. This website, lukeisback.com, is kind of like it's adult industry news, gossip, and interviews, but it's basically just a shaming site. It's bad because, okay, my friend Scott Fanner, he ran LukeFord.com for a while. It's based on the same guy, Luke Ford. Scott Fanner took that over, and it was such an interesting take on the porn industry because he's like a gonzo writer, like Thompson, and like myself. And so, but he just basically was always open about his drug use and having sex with porn stars. And he actually married one for a minute, Taylor Rain. And he's just a brilliant writer, just a great fucking guy, huge rock and roll fan. He loves Kiss. Not really. He fucking hates Kiss.
Oh, does he? He's
God.
Like your nemesis then.
No.
A shadowy reflection.
No,
A
because
great writer, but he hates Kiss.
I don't even fucking listen to, I mean, I listen to old Kiss, but I don't like him anymore. I won't go to see that fucking farewell show. Like all Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Mark Williams, our executive producer, paid $700 for 2 tickets.
Really? So he's going to go see this next tour, right?
He's going to sell them.
Oh, he's going to sell them.
Which is
Smart man.
$700 fucking dollars for 2 tickets.
I wouldn't. For anybody.
For a band that retired.
No.
Supposedly.
They never really retired.
Fuck Motley Crue. So back to the Dakota Sky. I was at lunch with Emily, and I was talking about how this site had shamed her for escorting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get back to my room, and this website had posted her about going into rehab and kind of made light of it. This isn't the first time Dakota has talked rehab, and based on the last 4 years, it won't be her last. Dakota has always been that social media train wreck we've all enjoyed. One part of this site loves to watch. The other side hopes she gets the help she needs. If I was a betting Jew, I wouldn't bet on the latter.
You wrote later? Good.
I spelled the same. No, ladder's 2 T's.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah,
That's what I'm
wouldn't
wondering.
bet on
Did
the
he
later.
really typo that? Good.
Oh.
Then I can laugh at him. I think that's cruel. I think that's
It's very
hypocritical. I do not have the background you have in pornography, but I have sense. And I believe if you're fucking on film for money, then don't shame people for fucking not on film for money. It's all sex work. I think it should all be legalized, legitimized, and protected. And I'm pretty disgusted by anyone who's fucking on film shaming someone for fucking privately for a little cash.
So we talked about this. I said, do a little homework. What'd you find out?
I did a bunch of homework. I depressed myself this morning with my homework.
I saw your
and
post,
then coffeed my way out of it to feel better. So it seems she's fairly young. She's what, 25?
26.
26. Okay. And my understanding, she started as a webcam girl, which seems to be a common point of entry these days. But I watched this interview with her when she was just getting into film pornography, and she was sweet. She's looking at the camera. She talked a lot about this need for structure, and me having my background, like I'm picking up on keywords and I'm like, oh, this girl she has issues, right? She's talking a lot about, I need structure, I need guidance, talking about out of control sexual behavior that she exhibited prior to getting into the porn industry. And then you start watching more and you see addiction take hold.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see along with that
That's
are the
very
people.
common. It's very
Absolutely. I think I would guess from what little I know that the porn industry is built on addiction, whether it's sex, drugs, or all of it coming together. And when people abuse others in that shape, it disgusts me. But yeah, so you can like watch the decline, watch addiction take hold, and the really like the insult to the injury is watching people turn on her in comment sections. Some people are just observational. They're just saying like, oh man, she's tweaked out there, and you can see it.
Yeah.
She is. But then you get to the mean stuff. You get to finally now somebody posting really sad, pitiful cell phone clips of her in the throes of addiction right before making a decision to go to rehab. And I think that's awful and not the way you treat other humans.
So I posted on this. Well, back when they talked about her selling herself for $500,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, if I had it, I would.
I
I was like lighthearted, but I would if I had $500 to throw away. Why not? But I commented on yesterday, and I write, wow, does it really make you feel better about yourself to keep bullying this poor girl? Yes, she's a hot mess and needs support, not slamming. It wasn't that long ago that the industry insiders bullied one of its own to suicide. Maybe she'll finally get the help that she needs before it's too late. And I was referring to August Ames, who in 2017, she refused to do sex scenes with men who worked in gay porn. First of all, it's your fucking body.
Right. Right. You get to choose.
I mean, Alexis Texas doesn't do interracial, and she got a lot of shit over that. Well, neither did Tara Patrick, and they got a lot of shit over there, like boycott them. It's their body. If they don't want to fuck Ron Jeremy, don't fuck Ron Jeremy. You know, if you don't want to fuck me, don't fuck me. But August Ames was 23, and she got bullied so hard on social media for refusing to have sex with gay guys who do gay porn that she hung herself.
That's awful.
She was bullied horrifically. I remember when this was going down, it was so bad. And Anika Albright, who's married to Mick Blue, wrote, "Oh my God, I can't believe she's dead. You people should have known better than to berate her over her personal thoughts. Shame on all of you for beating it into the ground. Online harassment is a real thing, and it claimed another life, someone who liked it and would have even been called a friend." I see this. I can see this happening to Dakota with the addiction issues and the way they're ripping on her. Brie Olson went through a lot of shit too after Charlie Sheen, HIV positive.
Right.
And she went and got tested on film and everything. So, because he didn't disclose to her, which was the bad thing about that. But our buddy Jason, up in a loyal listener and a good friend, this black metal guy I met at Exotica last year, he posted on a comment here. He wrote, "She's a fucking human being. Saying this won't be the last time does not sound supportive. Obviously, this is a serious cry for help, and hope someone will get her back on track. Like Alex pointed out, the industry needs to look out for one another and not attack each other, because God knows society judges people in the adult industry." That's absolutely true.
Yeah. And that dynamic. You've been in and around that industry, so firsthand how vicious that can probably get. And to me, it's like cannibalism. Like, you're eating your own. Are you kidding me? Like, you're all being judged by everybody else. You can create a hierarchy of sex workers, but fuck yourself at the end of the day, because everyone around you judges you all the same as they judge her. And you're going to dump shit on this girl who's struggling.
Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about with her?
No, I think that
she's a cutie.
You know what? I do. I want to say something else. She is adorable. But here was what made me happy. Her Twitter is full of support. I don't know how much you've looked at the comments, but when she said, "I'm going to rehab," there was like the usual smattering of like, "Good luck, take care of you." And then there were people saying real things like, "Hey, I've been there and here's a tip." And it was really cool to see that. That made me feel better for her.
Yeah. So, we only want the best for her.
Yes.
I've never met her. She's not a friend. We haven't met yet. If she ever does Exotica, I will make sure to go out of my way to introduce myself and like say, "Hey, listen to the shows. I've supported you on several times here." So that's that. And so we're gonna go from that rant to this.
Every great day starts with a cup of get the fuck out of bed coffee from Martin Atkins and Dark Matter Coffee. Go to darkmattercoffee.com. Look for the big red logo that says get the fuck out of bed. America runs on damage, and it all starts with a cup of get the fuck out of bed coffee. There are 10 commandments and there are 7 deadly sins, but there is only one MK Ultra magazine. Visit us daily online at www.mkultramagazine.com for entertainment news, reviews, and interviews. mkultramagazine.com, home of Alexander's Diary of a Damned Man. That's mkultramagazine.com.
One of the nice things about working from home Thursday was I got to lay in bed and listen to my favorite morning show on 560 AM The Answer with Amy Jacobson and Dan Proft. And they can be quite, they're Trump supporters. They're they're really very right wing. Do you know who she is?
No, I do not.
Do you remember around the same time that Drew Peterson went down, there was also another missing woman, a Stebic woman in the West Burbs? Well, anyway, I can't even think of the guy's name.
Yeah, it's vaguely familiar.
Amy Jacobson was a reporter on ABC7 then.
Okay.
And then some other reporter got pictures of her at the suspect's house in a bathing suit. And she lost her career at as far as being an online, or I'm sorry, on the air. Yeah. And she was doing investigative journalism. I mean,
yeah.
So anyway, yeah, the guy was really sad to be having another woman to his house when his wife is missing. So I don't know what happened with that guy, but she's got a morning show now. She lives in the neighborhood. I'd love to have her on this show. Okay. I just think that we don't agree politically at all. I'm middle of the road, but I like this show because it's smart.
Right.
It's good reporting. Well, they did this thing. I've lifted a few of their bits during this podcast, but they did this thing that just cracked me up on Thursday morning. And it's the media narrative chart when it comes to reporting violent crime. And the author of this, John Gabriel, on ricochet.com wrote, "I created a chart to ensure that budding journalism understands how to properly frame a story involving any type of shooting, terror attack, or violent crime. Remember that the job of objective journalist is not to tell the audience what happened, but to expand on the event into an indictment of Western culture. So basically it's like this. There's three sections: attacker, victim, and narrative. Follow me?
Yes.
Okay, so the attacker is a non-white shooter and the victim is white. The narrative is gun control. The attacker is a white shooter and the victim is non-white. The narrative is racism, flags. If the attacker is non-white and the victim is non-white, they run a story about the Kardashians instead. If the attacker is a police officer and the victim is non-white, it's reaction to brutality. If the attacker is male and the victim is female, then the narrative is sexism. If the attacker is female and the victim is male, then the narrative is gun control. If the attacker is female and the victim is fraternity, then the narrative is banned fraternity. So it goes on. And then it gets into Muslims, which is so sensitive now. People forget about 9/11. Muslim isn't a race, it's a religion.
Correct.
So that's that. So if the attacker is non-Muslim and the victim is Muslim, then the narrative is Islamophobia. And then if the attacker is Muslim and the victim is non-Muslim, it's a reaction to Islamophobia. If the attacker is Muslim and the victim is Muslim, then they do a story on the Kardashians. So it's kind of true.
So I saw that. I saw that
you
when
saw
you
that on the
put. I
post? Yeah.
did, yeah, and I see why that exists. I see hyperbole in it. I see
Yeah.
the jokes. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I don't believe that whoever wrote this means like literally they run a story about the Kardashians.
Right.
But I get the frustration because there is a certain narrative, absolutely, that's adhered to by both sides. And I wish it wasn't that way. As somebody who's written for newspapers and sat and talked with college students about bias in reporting and citing examples where I accidentally did it, having to really analyze it. I want that to go away. I don't agree with that chart completely, but I get the joke.
Right. It's a joke.
I
I mean,
see it.
it was funny hearing them talk about it because I didn't go through the whole thing. They did. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
Oh, they point by point.
So
went
I
through them.
emailed myself from my phone in bed. I'm like, I can fucking look this up.
Yeah.
And it's a couple of years old, but it's relevant, especially. I didn't talk about the Joy Behar thing, did I?
No.
And that leads into Joy Behar. Oh my God, one of my favorite fucking subjects, right? So Joy Behar had assumed that the New Jersey shooting last week were white nationalists. Of course, that's why this is how their narrative
Right.
is, assuming they were white nationalists and they want to play the anti-Trump card, which is it's just a tired narrative. It's just tired. So it turned out that the shooters, they were black Islamic. I got to find the name of the group. They're a hate group that hates Jews and they're black. So let me find the exact. Joy Behar asked, as the suspects weren't identified at that point, Christie noted that they had Governor Christie of Jersey on there, suspected that the Jewish community was targeted, but law enforcement had not confirmed yet. Christie added that it was a hate crime. It was even more horrific for the people to be targeted that way, and our prayers for the victims' families. I got to find the name of this group.
So while you're looking, can I just say,
Yeah.
I think that is irresponsible journalism anytime we make an assumption, even based on statistics.
Okay,
Get your facts, because that's the reporter's job.
It was a male and a female black couple, followers of the black nationalist anti-Semitic sect, the Black Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
And and they've done other things like this. It's common. The media doesn't talk a lot about it, though. But they love playing up when it's a white shooter in a mass shooting. They love playing up that it was a white male. Meanwhile, we ignore the fucking constant fucking violence on the south side of Chicago. Obama never talked about it. Oprah never talked about it. And Chicago was known for the violence on the south side.
I'm your pain in the ass today. I want to question this. I think, I can't help it. I
love it.
I think Obama did talk about that, though. I would be so shocked if it was never addressed. And I wonder, yes, okay, when it's white males, and there is this thing now, right, that white males are our shooters. because they have been with certain motivations. And I think maybe it's just so complicated, and all these little isms and trends and narratives oversimplify things. And
Exactly.
and that's not fair on any level.
People are just mean.
People are mean, and they have their platforms and their agendas, and they want to bend everything to fit.
It's scary.
What they're saying.
It's so scary how there's so many of these shootings now.
I know.
It's like
terrifying.
it's almost like it's not even shocking anymore because it's just expected. And you know, it could happen to any of us.
Yeah, it can happen to any
We
of
could
us.
be anywhere at a mall or whatever. I don't go to malls, but some wacko come over with a gun and just start taking people out.
Right. And then I know I've seen things where there are people who were victims or present at not one, but 2 public mass shootings. I can look it up. I will email you the names. I know I've read
Cool.
this. Like, how can this be where we're at now? That this is unfathomable that it should happen at all. And now we have American citizens who have been in 2 public places when someone has opened fire on a crowd. That's a problem.
It's a very big problem. It's scary, especially living in a city like Chicago.
Right. Right.
So we're going to do a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast. Please feel free to contact us at podcasts@mkultramagazine.com.
You know, we're waiting on a package from Mark Williams. Cassie's waiting on a microphone. I'm waiting on something. Jason's waiting on a voodoo doll. I think Mark just wants me to send him naked pictures. Which was I'm watching Cassie, our video director. Oh, the coffee. Yeah, they get the fuck out of that coffee because Cassie's going to go. I thought you were doing the booze thing. Oh, God. She's the common sense. You notice that?
Yes.
She's the
Yes.
stable one of our group. And just like, you know, like when I know I'm doing something wrong, I look at her and she just gives me that look.
That's good.
So
That's good.
I love Cassie.
Yes.
So speaking of Mark, and we don't have any music we do have some music in a video this week. I want to talk Friday though. Tiny Texie's going to be here.
Tell me about
God.
her. I don't have knowledge or context there other than height.
Let's talk about her after we do this song from Naja, Mark's band, Voodoo Queen. It's his latest song and video. I love the direction he's going with this music. Have you heard it?
I have. He sent me this video actually, and I was really impressed.
Yes, very much so. And we're going to actually do one here, and on this like CTA and like.
Oh, shoot a video for Naja.
Yeah, we'll have Cassie do it, and we'll do one of their songs, and he's putting us out on vinyl. Yes,
nice.
and I'm going to get one.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, this is Naja with Voodoo Queen. You listen to the MK Ultrasound podcast. She's the voodoo queen, heartbreak
doesn't sit right. What the hell happened to me last night? When it comes down to it, you can't resist the devil in disguise. Better get out, run away while you are still alive. She's the voodoo queen, the one that taunts you in the street, the one that haunts you in your dreams. Your voodoo queen. She's the voodoo queen, heartbreaker, soul catcher, the one that makes you scream. Your voodoo queen.
I love Mark's music.
Absolutely.
So are you on 4? You there?
Nope. Bring
Okay,
me back
yeah.
up there. I
Yeah.
am. Hello.
It's like we've got 4 mics and only 2 on it. So we haven't heard from Ty yet.
No, and I really miss her here. I
Me too.
like Ty.
Tiny Texie. I met her at Exotica 2 years back. I was with John Monaco, who at the time was playing for LA Guns.
Okay.
And he had a crush on Cassie, like most guys do. And Cassie's holding Pony.
She's crushable.
Because this ties in together. Pony's 1 year. The poodle,
Oh,
1 year old
happy
today.
birthday, Pony.
Pony. He's so pretty. He looks like a girl.
He has a little mohawk today, and
Yeah.
I love it.
And so it's also Danny Farrow's birthday from Angel, who also has a crush on Cassie. Which is our end because he's gonna get us. He's gonna put us on the guest list for Angel when I come back to town in May, and hopefully I can get Punky and Frank Domino on this show. I was the hugest. I still am. I've been an Angel fan since the 70s.
You showed me some records.
God, I fucking love Angel.
Cool stuff.
So, Texie, so here's John Monaco. Oh, and we're with Adrian, the Black Dwarf, who's MIA right now. I really want him to be on the show as a co-host, but so as soon as he, gets his head above water, which is like 4 feet, we'll have him on. But so we're walking down through Exotica, and Adrian and I kind of rule the thing anyway, especially when we do our Bad Santa bit, and we see this tinier than him woman. I thought it was a doll, and it waved. I'm like, fuck. I mean, I'm fascinated with little people anyway, but she's fucking hot, and perfectly proportioned, and she's fun. And the last time that I was checking into my hotel room last April for Exotica, and her manager waved me down, and I went, "You want to talk to Texie?" And I went to the hotel room, and she's sitting in the sink doing her makeup. In the sink.
In the sink.
It was the fucking most adorable thing ever. I shouldn't say thing. She's she's an amazing thing. She's just, so she's performing in Elgin, and they're going to come in and do the show. And Cassie, you think you can have that up by Christmas? If we do it on the 20th? Have that show up by the 25th, just so you can see it on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, click on subscribe below. We really need, if we get out, we have the traffic, but we don't have the subscribers. And if you click below, you'll get all the updates and everything. And we're going to have a contest. You're going to win some cool shit after the first of the year. Not LA Guns panties either.
I think you should. I think they should be a prize, Alex.
I want to give those two a prize.
Okay.
A prize of a
Fair.
woman. But, so yeah. Line up. So Texie's so hot, and she's going to help round out the year because on the 29th, Heather Wagner is going to come in. She's got a new record out and video, and Emily's going to bring her on the show, and we know her from the Looney Bin, and she's very attractive. And it's going to round out a year where I've had like the most beautiful women on the show. I still think the winner of the hottest woman that's been on the show this year was Lucy Decay. Are we allowed to say Cassie? Am I pandering
Cassie
if I say
wins.
Cassie? I feel like she's like little sister, and I can't say shit like that. You know what I mean? It feels inappropriate.
That's fair, but we can all assure you that she's very beautiful.
I think she knows that. Everybody knows that. Everybody's in love with her. Even women, I think. So, yeah, it's so it'll be a killer year, wrapping up the year with Tiny Texie and with Heather Wagner. And we're going to come back and talk about Pigface in a minute.
Want a killer look without breaking your wallet? Try Killer Beards. All beard products are made with natural ingredients to stop beard dandruff and itching before it starts, while giving you a smooth, silky beard that smells amazing. Choose from 5 amazing scents that will have everyone saying, "Wow, that's a killer beard, and it sure does smell good." Also available are shampoo and bars of rough cut soap. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy at etsy.com/shop/Killer Beards. That's Killer Beards. Use the discount code MKUltra20 for 20% off. That's MKUltra20.
Shout out to Nick, who does Killer Beards. He's doing a bang-up job with this product. And with the Looney Bin, I missed Samantha. You know, she passed away with a car wreck not too long ago. And she was selling that product at her salon.
Oh.
So we've got to find another place to move. I think I might know a place. But you wrote a fucking great story for us on Pigface.
Thank you.
It was the last show of the tour.
Yeah.
You got to meet a couple of people I put you in touch with.
I
did. And you
yeah.
made more friends. You're good at that.
Yeah. So one of them I already knew, Bruce Lamont. He's a Chicago guy. Bruce and I studied music theory together in high school. We were music geeks. And he's gone on to become this like avant-garde sax metal guy, which sounds strange, but it's awesome. It works. He joined them this time. That's where I'm going. So I talked with Bruce. I was supposed to talk with Curse Mackey, one of your friends.
Very good friend.
But his throat, he sent word through Bruce. You know, he does a great deal of the singing. I called him the ringmaster. It was what hit me. But his throat was a little under the weather for an interview. But
you see right there. There's his album.
Oh, right there. Yes.
I love Curse.
Yes. So, and he and I, we've communicated. We're going to sit down and I'm going to write something. I don't know what that will be yet. But
his girlfriend, Rona, sent me a nice birthday message on Saturday. Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, Pigface was phenomenal.
Talk about it.
That is the first time I've seen them live in 25 years. So it was really striking for me to see so many of the same faces. They were fantastic. They were as fun as ever. The energy and vibe.
I heard
it was just on fire.
I heard it was like the fastest 2 hours ever.
Yeah, it flew by way too fast. It was funny for me. I sat down. I was upstairs because I wanted that little bird's eye view.
Nice.
So I could really write about it. And the woman I sat down next to turns out to be Martin Atkins' neighbor, Grace. Hello, Grace, if you're listening.
Hi, Grace.
And she called it Friends and Family Night. And I think it was to some degree because it was homecoming for these guys. Like,
well, it's the same thing when Ministry plays town. It's
right.
the same fucking thing.
Right. And with it being the final show of the tour, I think it was just extra on fire on that stage. So I had a great time. I loved having the opportunity to write something for MK Ultra about it. It's my two great loves, music and writing.
You're a good fit for us, too. You really are.
I think so.
And you got a great personality. But you're going to do a follow-up interview with somebody.
I am. So something great that came out of that was Galen Lee, who she opened. She's joined them on stage. She was, I think, 5 dates, she said. She is a disabled artist. Mm-hmm. She uses an electric wheelchair. She plays violin and does live looping sets. She plays it like a cello.
I've met her.
Okay, you have met her. I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm working with Galen on something about her, about disability in the arts, about access and visibility. And I'm going to sit down with Martin Atkins, hopefully the end of next week. He and I have talked about it. He's going to give me an interview to talk about his experience of opening creative space for artists, not just disabled artists, but Galen just is such an example of what he does with Pigface in creating room for all kinds of art to flourish and come together.
Does it amaze you how they can have that many musicians on stage and keep it together?
Yes.
It fucks me up.
Yes. Well, and that's the impression I got in talking to Bruce, and my brief exchange with Curse was that's where that core comes in. That is Martin, that is Curse. And he's been around a long time. Charles Levi, all of them were there. And
family.
yes. So I think then they bring in all these others. These satellites come in. Randy Blythe from Lamb of
was
God. He's a
fucking
newcomer.
amazing.
That was fucking
He stayed on the whole
incredible.
tour. He was only supposed to do a
Yes.
couple of shows. He did the whole
Yeah.
fucking tour.
Yeah. So it's such an experience always watching that come together on stage and letting the madness take place, but also somehow something cohesive is going to go on.
It's amazing. I don't know how they do that. It just
It was
that's a lot of
awesome.
fucking people to keep on the
Yes.
same page. I can't even do that on the show
Yeah.
with two people. I can't believe I said I'd fuck Dakota Sky for $500.
Well,
Boy, it's gonna help me meet some women.
he's available, ladies.
And yeah, I wish I was 25 years younger because that Serena girl was something else. But I'd probably go after Cassie's friend first, though, Amanda. Great picture she put up. Have you met Amanda?
I have not.
Yeah, she's a ray of sunshine, and her and Cassie are supposed to do a show. I hope it happens. Sugar and Spice about weed.
Nice.
They're gonna get high
Very
and
cool.
review weed.
That's
Get
awesome.
free weed to review. Like records. That'd be fucking funny, wouldn't it?
That exists. You know that? I don't want to go too deep into it, but that's happening.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. American Marijuana, a California company, they just put out a call. They will give you, it's closed now.
okay.
They got over 16,000 applicants, $3,000 a month to review cannabis products, write about it, vlog about it, and they also provide the product.
Soon to be banned in Canada for indecent exposure to wildlife. You're listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast with your hosts Alexander and Tycoon.
Well, you saved us. No tie.
I know. I
So-
miss her here, but thank you so much for letting me come
Love
back
having you on.
I enjoy those.
I love hanging out with you. It's like it's a great friendship. You fit in with
Yes.
our dysfunctional family so
I-
well.
Thank you.
I just wish Ty was here because you two really get along. I mean, when you're here and Ty's here, there's a different energy in this room.
There
it really is.
I miss her here. Like she and I, we've talked a bit. We come from the same Amazon tribe.
And you didn't meet my friend Stacy, who
No.
came down to hang out in Looney Bin. She's also tall.
Is she?
She's like 6 foot. Yeah. Yep. Looney Bin. Oh, fuck, man. I gotta get back there. Next big show I've got coming up is Mortis in January, and that's gonna be soon.
Yeah.
It's almost the end of the year.
It
Fuck.
is.
It's fast.
2020.
No summer. Like summer sucked this year. Did you do anything fun other than hang around with us?
No. Well, I don't know. I don't remember, so that means either I did or I did something great. I don't know.
Cassie's showing off. I wish we had a camera going that way.
We could show Cassie all cute while we
Yeah.
wrap up.
She's looks like kind of like a schoolgirl thing today going on.
She does, but demonic in a really sweet way.
Yeah, she's got this sweet dark side, doesn't she?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Like some of her posts, I'm like, whoa. Yeah, she fits well too with this dysfunctional family that we all are. Well, I'm going to call it a show. We're going to have Tiny Texie on Friday. I don't know if Ty's going to be able to make that show or not. Hopefully I can get her back here on the 29th for Heather Wagner, which is I want to say thank you to Nick Hoffman for the tequila Ron White. And this is going to be something that's going to be displayed here forever. And to my brother for the Roxy Music poster. And I can't wait to send him a picture of where that's going to be hanging. And for you, if I don't see you, Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you. Happy holidays.
Do you
Happy
celebrate
New
Hanukkah
Year.
or anything?
No, I'm like loosely, vaguely pagan. I get
Yeah.
down with the Yule, but I also have a Christmas tree. And
I wish I had.
I like
you know,
Christmas lights
I was
a
gonna get
lot.
I've got some great ornaments. I was gonna get a small tree, but that fucking water cat. There's no way. That cat would rip it to shreds.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even though I put it up, she would be into it because it's too tempting.
It is.
No, Katrina, my good kitty. I have good kitty and bad kitty. Good kitty, she leaves shit alone.
Yeah.
And they don't beg for food, any of that shit. So, anyway, I don't know. Anything else you want to add? Dakota Sky, get well.
Absolutely.
get well
You
tonight.
have support.
You have
Don't
a-
listen
you've-
to those nasty people.
And we're not even really fans. We're just supporters. I didn't become aware of her till Adam Beckver sent me a picture of her last spring. I'm like, yeah, cute. She's like, what, 4'11"?
She's, I think, 5'1", 5'1" and 94 pounds.
Thanks for listening.
From the north end of the Mississippi River in Chicago, Illinois, to the south end in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you've been listening to the MKULTRASOUND podcast with your host, Alexander, with our special videographer, Cassandra Belazik, and I'm your executive producer, Too Dark. Tune in for the next episode to see exactly what's going to happen next. You've been listening to the MKULTRASOUND podcast.